Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To Madam Hiliati and my friends, today I would like to present about planning for and recruiting human resource. Okay, now we look for introduction first. Human resource planning is the continuous process of systematic planning ahead to achieve optimum organization most valuable asset for have quality employees. Okay, maksud proses berterusan perancangan sistematik ke depan untuk mencapai penggunaan aset-aset yang paling berkesan dalam organisasi secara optimum dan untuk mendapatkan pekerja yang berkualiti. Human resource planning ensure that the best fit between employees and job while avoiding manpower shortage or surplus. Perancangan sumber manusia memastikan kesesuaian antara pekerja dan pekerjaan sambil mengelakkan kekurangan atau lebihan kerja. Human resource planning is influenced by an organisation a short-term as well as long-term operational and development needs. Perancangan sumber manusia dipengaruhi oleh jangka pendek organisasi dan juga keperluan operasi dan pembangunan jangka panjang. Human resource recruitment, on the other hand, entails the process of interacting and encouraging eligible individual to apply for different positions in an organisation. Pengambilan sumber manusia di sisi lain juga memerlukan proses menarik dan mendorong individu yang layak untuk memohon jawatan yang berbeza dalam organisasi. We look for process of human planning. We have 4 requesting. The attempts to determine the supply and demand for various type of human resource to predict areas within the organisation where there will be labour shortage or surplus. Maksud percubaan untuk menentukan penawaran dan permintaan untuk pelbagai jenis sumber manusia untuk meramalkan kawasan dalam organisasi di mana akan ada kekurangan atau lebihan tenaga kerja. Okay, so kita tengok for requesting the demand for labour, determining labour supply and determining labour surplus or shortage. For requesting the demand for labour, usually an organisation for request demand for specific job categories or skill area. We have trend analysis and leading indicator. Okay, maksud dia menghasilkan permintaan untuk buruh. Biasanya organisasi meramalkan permintaan untuk kategori pekerjaan tertentu atau bidang kemahiran. Okay, dalam trend analysis, membangunkan dan menerapkan model statistik yang meramalkan permintaan tenaga kerja untuk tahun berikutnya berdasarkan statistik yang relatif, objektif dari tahun sebelumnya. Indicator objective measure that accurately predict future labour demand such as for economy in inventory. Indikator memimpin, objektif mengukur yang tepat meramalkan permintaan tenaga kerja masa depan seperti ekonomi dalam inventory. Seterusnya tengok pada determining labour supply. It's called for detailed analysis of how many people are currently in various job categories or have specific skill within the organizations. We have transitional matrix. Okay, dia menentukan bekalan makmal, memerlukan analisis terperinci mengenai berapa banyak orang yang kini berada dalam pelbagai kategori pekerjaan atau mempunyai kemahiran khusus dalam organisasi. Transitional matrix is carta yang menyenaraikan kategori pekerjaan yang dipegang dalam satu tempoh dan menunjukkan bahagian pekerja dalam setiap kategori pekerjaan tersebut dalam jangka masa akan datang. Okay, determining labour surplus or shortage. The planner can compare the figure to determine whether there will be shortage or surplus of labour for each job category. Determining expected shortage and surplus allow the organisation to plan how to address this challenge. Dia menentukan surplus adalah ataupun kerja dalam pendek. Perancang dapat membandingkan angka untuk menentukan sama ada umur pendek atau lebihan pekerja untuk setiap kategori pekerjaan. Point number 2 is menentukan kekurangan dan lebihan yang diharapkan, membolehkan organisasi merancang bagaimana untuk menangani masalah ini. We look for downsizing is the planned elimination of large number of personnel with the goal of enhancing the organization's competitiveness. Bermaksud perancangan penghapusan sejumlah besar kegiatan dengan tujuan meningkatkan daya saing organisasi. The primary reason organization engage in downsizing is to promote future competitiveness. Maksud organisasi terlibat dalam pengurangan adalah meningkatkan daya saing masa depan. We have reducing cost, replacing labour with technology, mergers and acquisition, moving to more economical location. Next, we look for reducing hours. Given the limitation of downsizing, many organizations are more carefully considering other avenues for eliminating a labour surplus. Companies will choose a reduction in work hours, not only because considered a more equitable way to weather a slump in demand, costly than layoff, requiring severance, and it easier to restore the work hour than the hire new employees after a downsizing effort. Okay, maksud mengurangkan waktu bekerja, mengingatkan keterbatasan pengurangan. Banyak organisasi lebih berhati-hati dalam mempertimbangkan langkah lain untuk menghilangkan lebihan tenaga kerja. We look for early retirement programs. Under the pressure associated with an ongoing labour force, many employers try to encourage older workers to leave voluntarily by offering a variety of early retirement incentives. Maksud tenaga kerja yang semakin tua, banyak majikan mendorong pekerja ini untuk pergi ke secara sukarela dengan menawarkan pelbagai insentif besaran awal. Many organisations are moving from early retirement program to phased retirement programs, employing temporary and contract workers. Bermaksud pekerja sementara dan berkontrak. The most widespread method for eliminating a labour shortage is hiring temporary and contract workers. Kaedah yang paling meluas untuk menghilangkan kekurangan pekerja adalah dengan mengambil pekerja sementara dan berkontrak. Employers may arrange to hire a temporary workers through an agency that specialises in linking employers with people who have necessary skill. The employer pay the agency which in turn pay the temporary worker. Employer also may contract directly with individual, often professional, to provide a particular service. Employer needs to overcome some disadvantage, which is workers not be as committed to organisation. Majikan boleh mengaturkan mengambil pekerja sementara melalui agensi yang mengkhususkan diri dalam menghubungkan majikan dengan orang yang mempunyai kemahiran. Majikan juga dia membayar agensi yang seterusnya membayar pekerja sementara. Majikan juga boleh berkontrak secara individu, biasanya orang yang profesional untuk memberikan perkhidmatan tertentu, dan majikan juga perlu mengatasi beberapa kelemahan di mana pekerja yang tidak begitu committed dalam organisasi. Next, we look for goal setting and strategic planning to focus attention on the problem and provide a basis for measuring the organisation success, addressing labour shortage and surplus. 2. The goals should come directly from the analysis of labour supply and demand. 3. For each goals, the organisation must choose one or more human resource strategy. Last, a variety of strategy is available for handling expected shortage and surplus of labour. Okay, last slide, which my part is outsourcing and overtime and expanded hours. Outsourcing is contracting with other organisation to perform a broad set of service. Berkontrak dengan organisasi lain untuk melakukan pelbagai jenis perkhidmatan. Outsourcing is the business practice of hiring a party outside a company to perform service and create goods that traditionally were performed in-house by the company's own employees and staff. Maksud penyebaran luar adalah amalan perniagaan pengambilan pekerja di luar syarikat untuk melakukan perkhidmatan dan membuat barang-barang secara tradisional yang dilakukan secara dalaman oleh pekerja dan kaki tangan syarikat itu sendiri. Overtime and expanded hours. Short time, at least many workers appreciate the added compensation for working overtime. Majikan mesti membayar pekerja bukan pengurusan 1,5 kali daripada gaji biasa mereka untuk kerja yang dilakukan lebihan masa. Overextended hours. Employee feel stress and frustration from working long hours. However, overtime is the best suit to short-term labour shortage. So, sekurangnya dalam masa yang singkat, banyak pekerja memperoleh pampasan tambahan kerana bekerja lebihan masa. Jikalau bekerja dalam waktu yang sangat lama, dalam tempoh yang berjam-jam, dia juga boleh menyebabkan tekanan, kekecewaan. Tapi kalau lebihan masa adalah yang paling sesuai untuk kekurangan tenaga kerja dalam jangka pendek. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. I am Nurul Najah binti Muhammad Jaafar. Matric number I18303405. I would like to present about implementing and evaluating the HR plan, iaitu melaksanakan dan menilai rancangan sumber manusia. When implementing the HR strategy, the organisation must hold some individual accountable for achieving the goals. That person must also have the authority and resources needed to accomplish those goals. Regular progress report should be issued so the organisation can be sure that all activities occur on schedule and that the early results are as expected. Talent management is ties planning and recruiting to the organisation strategy and to its effort to employee development. The evaluation of results should not only look at the actual number but should also identify which parts of the planning process contribute to success or failure. Untuk lebih jelas, semasa melaksanakan strategi sumber manusia, sesebuah organisasi bertanggungjawab terhadap individu untuk mencapai matlamat. Individu tersebut mesti mempunyai autoriti dan sumber yang diperlukan untuk mencapai tujuan tersebut. Laporan kemajuan berkala harus dikeluarkan sehingga organisasi dapat memastikan semua kegiatan terjadi sesuai jadual dan hasil awalnya seperti yang diharapkan. Pengurusan bakat adalah hubungan merancang dan merekrut strategi organisasi dan usaha untuk pengembangan pekerja. Penilaian hasil bukan sahaja harus melihat jumlah sebenar tetapi juga harus mengenal pasti bahagian mana dari proses perancangan yang menyumbang kepada kejayaan atau kegagalan. Next, applying HR planning to affirmative action atau mengamalkan perancangan sumber manusia untuk tindakan peneguhan. Workforce Utilization Review is a comparison of employee in protected groups with the proportion that each group represents in the relevant labour market. The steps in a workforce utilization review are identical to the steps in the HR planning process. The organisation must assess current utilization patterns, then forecast how they are likely to change in the near future. If the analysis forecasts underutilization of certain groups, then goals and a plan will be established. Untuk lebih difahami, tinjauan pemanfaatan tenaga kerja adalah perbandingan pekerja dalam kumpulan terlindung dengan perkadaran yang diwakili oleh setiap kumpulan di pasaran buruh yang berkaitan. Langkah-langkah dalam tinjauan penggunaan tenaga kerja sama dengan langkah-langkah dalam proses perancangan sumber manusia. Organisasi mesti menilai corak penggunaan semasa, kemudian meramalkan bagaimana mereka akan berubah dalam waktu terdekat. Sekiranya analisis mengamalkan penggunaan kumpulan tertentu, maka matlamat dan rancangan akan ditetapkan. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I am Nur Malia binti Nazrul Khan, matric number I18303430. I will explain about recruiting human resources. Recruiting is Any activities carried on by organization with primary purpose of identifying and attracting potential employees. Recruiting is about getting the right person for the right role at the right time. And these people needs to have right skills and capabilities for that role, such as job description, person specification, application forms, interviews, group tasks to select the best candidates. The role of recruiting is to build supply of potential hires when company needs it. There are three aspects of recruiting. Number one is personal policies. Number two is recruiting sources, and number three is recruiter traits and behavior. Next is all companies have to make decision in three areas of recruiting as shown in this figure. This aspect of recruiting have different effects on whom the organization ultimately hires. Personal policy is influence the characteristic of the position to be filled, and recruitment process influence the kind of job applicants and organization reaches, and the nature and behavior of the recruiter affect the characteristic of both the vacancy and the applicants. Ultimately, an applicant's decision to accept a job offer and the organizations decide to make the offer depends on the match between vacancy characteristics and the applicant's characteristic. Next, we are going to see about the personal policies. Is about an organization. Personal policies are its decision about how it will carry out management, including how it will fill jobs vacancies. Each of these strategies have a particular set of pros and cons. In personal policies, we have four basic things. The first one is internal versus external. Let's first take a look at the internal recruitment. This is the process of finding and assisting employee from within the business for a vacancy, and it will often be a promotion, but could also be a sideways steps for the employee into a role that suit the skill for a better. And there is an opportunity for advertisement to be more attractive for applicants and employees. The second one is lead the market pay strategy. It is pay important for the job characteristics and for more applicants. And recruiting advantage when pay for a job is more than current market wages. Next, we look at employment at will. Employer or employee may end employment relationship at any time, unless otherwise stated in contract. Due process policy that formally lay out the steps an employee may take to appeal the employer's decision to terminate that employee. And the fourth one is social presence and reputation. Image of organization will be impact its attraction level. The internet provides many opportunities to build a positive image and recruit employees. The image advertising such as campaign to recruit nurses promotes a bold profession or organization as of spots to specific job opening. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, on the recruitment source, they have two sources such as internal and external. So, first we look to the internal source, where where the internal source mean that employee who currently hold other position in the organization get or fill the vacancy in the organization through the job posting, company board, employee publication. Also, manager may identify who are currently or candidate to recommend for that vacancy. And also, organization policy can can be the vacancy emphasize promotion to the employee to that job. Okay. On the external source is bring the outsider and recruit them externally. Okay. Through the direct applicant means that people who apply for vacancy without prompting from the other organization, and referral also mean that people who apply because someone in the organization prompted them to do so. Job search and networking platform, employee can fill their vacancy through direct applicant and referral from their know about their job. Okay. Private employment agency is worker are interested in finding job can sign up with a private employment whether or not they are currently unemployed. Okay, next is college and university, where college or university can get placement services or get the service or take the service from other organisation or company that seek employee to have this or graduation to obtain employment on held a campus interview. And the last but not least is help wanted advertising, organisation or company using the online and offline media to seek worker employment. Okay, on the slide evaluating quality of source, they have two: yield ratio and cost per hire. Yield ratio is the one of the way to know which percentage of method is efficiency. That means that is which one the method such as job posting, company bulletin or open interview is very efficient to the organisation using this method based on percentage which one high. Also, on the cost per hire means that ways to measure which one method is very minimum cost and give efficiency on the organisation. That means which one way, which one medium in interview such as job posting, recommended, emphasize promotion or company bulletin board, also open interview are very efficiency at the minimum cost that organisation must do. Okay.
Okay, we go to recruiter test and behavior. The third influence on recruitment outcome is the recruiter. Characteristic of the recruiter: most organizations must choose whether the recruiters are specialists in human resource or are expert at particular jobs. According to some studies, applicants perceive HR specialists as less credible and are less attracted to the job when recruiters are HR specialists. In general, applicants respond positively to recruiters whom they perceive as warm and informative. Warm means the recruiters seem to care about the applicant and to be enthusiastic about the applicant's potential to contribute to the organisation. Informative means the recruiter provide the kind of information the applicant is seeking. Okay, we go to behavior of the recruiter. Recruiter affect results not only by providing plenty of information, but by providing the right kind of information. Many studies have looked at how well realistic job reviews, background information about job positive and negative qualities. Consequently, employers should consider using them as a way to reduce turnover among new hires. Next, enhancing the recruiter's impact. Organization can take several steps to increase the positive impact that recruiter have on a job candidate. First, recruiter should provide timely feedback. Second, recruiter should avoid offensive behavior. And third, organization can recruit teams rather than individual recruiter. Through such positive behavior, recruiter can give organization a better chance of competing for talented human resource.
Conclusion. The conclusion for this chapter is the first step in human resource planning is personnel forecasting. Through trend analysis and good judgment, the planner tries to determine the supply and demand for various human resource. The next step is to determine the labour demand for workers in various job category. In internal recruiting generally make job vacancy more attractive because candidates see opportunities for growth and advancement. And last but not least is lead the market pay strategy make job economically desirable. Internal source are usually not sufficient for all of an organization labour need. Through their behavior and other characteristics, a recruiter influence the nature of the job vacancy and the kind of applicant generate. So from that's all from our group. Thank you very much.